Greetings, greetings to you. I greet you in the good name of your favorite country. I greet you in the name of Guyana, the flag of Guyana, the constitution of Guyana, the peace of Guyana, the stability, prosperity of Guyana. I greet you. And I hope and I trust that you are on that path to progress and prosperity. And in your mind, you are determined to make the best using the resources that you have available to you, thanks to the greatest president that Guyana has recorded to date. And I say that with no apologies. He is the greatest president, Irfan Ali. By your fruits you shall know them. It's not what you say, it's what you do. And he, President Ali, is saying a lot and he's doing a whole lot. He is saying much, much more than he's doing. So you can't escape with the excuse to say that, no, he's just talking the typical politician. No, Ali is a PPP. He's from the PPP, and PPP, the People's Progressive Party, we don't talk. We act, we do, we show you, then we talk. And that's what the government and the country under President Irfan Ali since 2020 has done, has delivered progress. That's why it says People's Progressive Party. It didn't say Barra Jagdeo Progressive Party, or Gail Teixeira's Progressive Party, or Irfan Ali Progressive Party. It says the People Progressive Party. Who are the people? It didn't say Indian Progressive Party or African Progressive Party. It says people. Who are the people? By definition, people are human beings. Instead of saying a man and a woman, you say people. A crowd of people. So we say the People's Progressive Party means it's the national party of Guyana. All Guyanese, every race, every ethnicity, every age, every identity, whatever you want to identify as, that's your party. And President Ali is the current leader of that party and president of Guyana. This is why we are where we are. And this is not a building that is being built one day at a time. No. This is a country that is being built 1 minute at a time. 1 minute. And how much minutes are there in one day? You do the math. I'm not AI. My brain isn't artificially wired. I got to get a calculator and I have to check. But you do the math. That's how quick Guyana is being built. 1 minute at a time. This is why everywhere you go, everywhere, it matters not what county, what region, even Linden, even the ungrateful state of Linden, the ungrateful town of Linden, even there, you see development everywhere. Under President Irfan Ali, with the PNC, it was 1 year at a time. So in 5 years, all they did was to build that overpass on the Eccles Road there, East Bank Highway, where the Demerara Harbor Bridge, the old bridge was, just to help pedestrians, as they said. Oh, we have to help pedestrians to cross the road. That's what they built in 5 years. Only that. And it cost hundreds of millions of dollars. That's why Granger has retired so quietly. You're not hearing from him. He wants nothing more to do with politics. He's done because he retired as a billionaire. Maybe the Americans should look into his finances. The Americans should look into the finances of David Granger and Nagamutu. Investigate them. Look at their taxes. What, he shouldn't pay taxes because he's the ex-president, former president? I'm talking before that. Before 2015, check David Granger's taxes, all of them, and see if they pay taxes. Check on their imports, check on their exports, find out what businesses they have. And I want the government, especially the Irfan Ali government, to especially look into the activities of Aubrey Norton. Investigate him, his source of income. Investigate how many companies he has with his name on it. Investigate how many concessions, land and gold concessions he has in the hinterlands. Investigate that. Find out how they're connected to businesses, because at the end of the day, it ain't the Mohammeds alone. It ain't the Mohammeds alone. The Mohammeds may have opened a lot of shell companies under these people's names. This is why they're operating illegal mining businesses all over the place, and the government has to seize them. Look at recently. Look how much hundreds of $millions in worth they confiscated in the hinterland, in the interior, from illegal shops, illegal mining tents and things like that. Look at where, not just the money trail, look at the name trail. Because when you register a business, all the persons involved must be on that register. If it's a company, everybody's names would be there. Because they don't trust each other. So they want to see their names there. Hey, I want to see my name there. Investigate that. The Mohammeds might be the king of corruption, but they have agents, workers. So the Americans, I'm calling on the Trump administration to investigate Aubrey Norton and this man Campbell. Investigate him. Forget Mahipol. You can see that he's broke. I thought he's a millionaire, but I have to change my mind. Spend too much money on pimping himself. I thought, anyway. Welcome to Uncensored Guide. I'm Dr. Prasad. You know, the issues I have to face and I have to deal with, man, they are attacking me, man. I tell you, they are attacking me. And they are so brazen. Folks, listen. They are so brazen. They're calling me. Facebook, WhatsApp. They're sending me messages via TikTok. And it's nothing good, nothing pleasant. I'm sometimes I'm just, I wouldn't take this. I wouldn't pick this up. The things they're sending me from all over the place. There are some people who have Indian profiles pretending to be Indo-Guyanese and all kinds of information. They're trying to tell me that they're law-abiding Indo-Guyanese and they have all these information about the minister, the president, and so on. And why am I prejudiced against this? Why can't I share this? But when I call them, they don't pick up. If you are an Indo-Guyanese and you want to expose some minister, some president, or some business person who is associated with the president, I don't want your text. I want to call you, video call, to see who I'm talking to. Because I need to record that. So in case shit happens, I can make reference to you. They don't pick up. They think I'm stupid. That they're going to send me propaganda and fake stuff from the wind camp. And I'm just going to like, oh, really? Oh, this is nice. This is breaking news. Wow, I can use this. No, I'm not interested in clicks. I am not interested in clicks. I don't make money on the internet that I need to have 1 million views because I'm being paid. No, 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 no. That's not my purpose here. If I was making my shows, if I was doing my content and in the broadcast business because I was earning a fat salary via social media platforms, you think I'll make, you think I would? I have a lot of pride. A lot of you know that by now. I have a lot of pride. This is why I don't call politicians and beg them for shit. Because I have a lot of pride. I know when I could get back. I know when I would get even with the politicians who wasted my time. I know when. The time is coming. So I don't bother with them. They'll need me. But if I had no pride or dignity, I'll be calling them, bugging them, begging them. But what I do, I don't beg people on social media for donations. I invite you to support. Whether you do or you don't, it's your problem. Begging is, oh, please, can you know? I don't do that shit. I don't have time for that. I invite you, if you see value in the program, you see value in what I do, you understand that I take a risk doing what I do, I lose a lot doing what I do, and you would like to show your appreciation because you can't do what I'm doing, and you want to offer your support, then that is welcome. But I'm not begging you, as some of you may think, begging for support. No, I'm not faking shit to get nothing, so I'm not doing what I'm doing for clicks. So if I have to disseminate information, I want to know my source. I got to be comfortable with my source. But don't hide behind no fake name and fake profile and think you're going to send me some fake stuff from the PNC or from the Azurine camp and think I'm going to publish it on my platform. What am I, stupid? I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't. So don't try it. So folks, like I said, you would understand the nature of what I do, and you would know that, yes, I will be attacked. I will be threatened. I go through that every day. I have to watch my back every day because the people that supports the PNC people and the WIN people, they're everywhere. I run into them all the time. All the time I run into them. And because I have a recognizable face and voice, they know it's me. But I have to watch my back. I have no bodyguards. So what I'm saying here, it's a risk for me to do what I do. But if I don't, who will? If it's motivated by political clicks or video clicks and I just spread fake news because somebody is paying me to do it, no. So when you bring you want to bring your stuff, make sure that it merits authenticity and not fake stuff. All the stuff I've been publishing, I was able to verify it. I was able to verify it. For example, Azradin is a skunt. I verified that. Campbell and the PNC camp, they all have AIDS. I verified that. Yeah. Acquired intelligence deficiency skunts. That I verified. So in fake news, you understand? So, and one other thing. There are some Indo-Guyanese from the Wind camp. And these, I know they're Indians. I know that. Because they're sending me voicemail and video and all kinds of stuff. So I know it's them. I know it's not fake. From the Azradin camp, these lowlifes. They're trying to tell me. They are trying to tell me. Imagine these are Indian people who allegedly supports a criminal, are accusing me of having a low self-esteem as a black man, that I support Irfan or the PPP, and my name is Prasad. That means I have a low self-esteem. That means I have self-hatred. Imagine Indian people are telling me that I have self-hatred because I'm supporting the PPP and my name is Prasad. In their minds, I should be supporting that asshole like them or the PNC. You see the racism? That's the racism I'm talking about. They can't wrap their head around this fact. Even though Azradin is a criminal and he's going to prison, and they risk everything supporting him. In their mind, he's an Indian, they're Indian, so they don't mind supporting him if he's a criminal. But if there is a black person that has a way better character, quality than Azradin, they wouldn't support him because he's black. They rather support an Indian criminal than a good black man. That's the impression they want to give me. So in their mind, I choked. In their mind, an intelligent black man like me, oh, they say that. All the stuff I'm saying, that's what they say. They say those things to me. Man, you are an intelligent doctor. You're good looking, so handsome. Why are you supporting the PPP? You know, you're a black guy. Do you have a low self-esteem? Do you hate yourself? That's what they're throwing at me. Even today, the whole day, I'm tired of it. I know there are some racial Indians. I know that. I know there's some. They don't bother me. So I want to address them. Those types, I want to address them. Let me tell you scums something. The fact that you as an Indo-Guyanese is throwing your support behind a criminal who's just waiting for his days to come when he goes and start his new life in federal prison, and you would ignore all the signs that he is jeopardizing your country and your future simply because he's Indian and you hate Barajaglio or Irfan Ali, who is also Indian. You think I should side with you or the PNC? You are willing to sacrifice. You're willing to sacrifice the good of your country by trying to abuse me and insult me, so you break my spirit against the PPP and bring out some kind of hidden racism you think I have to turn and support the PNC, which is by default the win party. You got another thing coming. You have another thing coming. You are more stupid than the man you support to think that those idle talks and threats and insults can do anything. Some of them put it on the page too. But they constantly send me these things with messages and they constantly do it. Think it's gonna put me to the point where I say, oh, you fuck them Indians, okay. No, 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 no. I ain't doing what I'm doing because of Indians. You think I'm doing this because of Indo-Guyanese or PPP? What the fuck is wrong with you? I'm not serving anybody here or any group. That's not what I do. I've never done it. I have established on many occasions, because of the culture, because of the tradition, because of the lifestyle that I have experienced and witnessed from since I am conscious, from the Indo-Guyanese, especially Hindus. I have adopted and embraced that since I'm a kid. As far as I can remember, age 12 or 13, I have adopted Mother Durga since age 12. I have adopted the Hindu religion and philosophy since then. This ain't nothing to do with some ethnic group. This is my conviction as a person, as an individual. I ain't doing Indians a favor. I'm doing myself a favor. This is all about me. So me identifying as Indian or Indo-Guyanese is not about the typical Indo-Guyanese. It's about an identity, not an ethnicity. You idiots. I want nothing to do with Black culture. I know nothing about Black culture. I know more about Hinduism than I know about Africans. I want nothing, and I mean that sincerely. I sincerely mean that. I never had Black friends growing up. I've never experienced Black teachers in school. My first love, the first time I started interacting with females, all were Indians. From the first Indo-Guyanese girls and virgins, not prostitutes, virgins. It's just who the fuck I am. So you expect my platform would be pro-Black? That's what you expect? It's not possible. This is an extension of me. Dr. Prasad is an extension of me. This is my identity. Nothing is wrong with my brain. I feel comfortable in the temple. I feel at home amongst Indians. I don't care who don't like me. You think I care which Indian don't like me? You think I care which Indian might be suspicious or they might be, oh my gosh, they don't know me, but if by seeing me, they would be protective. You think I give a fuck? I understand. It is people like me cause that reaction. I understand. I don't judge them for that. But when they get to know me, they're like, but it's no consequences of no consequence. Because at the end of the day, I'm not doing this for no Indian love or approval or whatever it is. I am not. So let me make it very clear. You support your fucking win, or you support your PNC, and let me support who I choose to support. If the PPP, if the People's Progressive Party Civic, had a Black candidate as president, I would not support the party. I wouldn't. Because I don't think a Black person can run Guyana. I don't think a Black president would make a difference. I honestly don't. So if the PPP gets a presidential candidate who is Black, they wouldn't have my support. Quite, I wouldn't support them. I don't even want a prime minister to be Black. Does it mean I hate Black people? No. It means that Black people don't have what it takes to run shit. They can't even run a small business. A sweetie stand, they can't even run that. They run a country. Look at what Barnum did for 28 years. He fucked it up. Look at what Granger did for 5 years. He buggered it. So you want another chance? You want to risk another time to put a black candidate as president? What are you, stupid? Or I'm the idiot? Guyana can only continue its path to progress if the leadership is Indian. That's a fact. Indo-Guyanese. That's a fact. I hope that is harsh enough for you stupid idiots who think you can fuck with my emotions. But that's what it is. Get off the topic. If you're texting me, if you want to send me an app, send me an app and say, Doc, I want to make a donation. How can I do it? Send me that app. Don't send me stupid stuff or call me for nonsense. I don't have time with that nonsense. Okay? Now, as you have seen, the Americans seized the largest oil tanker in this hemisphere, happened to be belonging to Venezuela. You see, they have been telling you, the American media have been telling you, the American president have been telling you, especially you Guyanese, that I'm going to take out Maduro. I didn't bring my 30% of my military and put it there in the Caribbean Sea just to model. No, no, no. We thought about this. We all unanimously decided we are going to take out Maduro and his regime. There's no going around or going about, or there's none of that shit. We want him gone. And after all of them decided that that's what they want, they started to head the military on this side. Now the military is here. The war has begun. The CIA and the special forces are on the ground in Venezuela doing their jobs. They start bombing boats out of the water. They stepped it up. They seized, you saw, they seized the largest oil tanker on its way to Iran with oil, illegal oil, sanctioned oil. The Americans are in possession of it right now. That is the lifeline of the Maduro regime. That's the lifeline. That's the Americans cut off their money supply there. That's it. They turned the tap off. They turned the pipe off. And they're saying, react now. We bomb your boats, your drug boats. Now we take the source of your income. Do something about it. The war has begun. And instead of Guyana and these lunatics on the PNC side and this asshole Azridin, instead of them updating and molding their supporters to say, hey, calm the fuck down. The war has started. Focus. Look around your surroundings. Be alert. Because mercenaries from Venezuela are going to find their way in Guyana. They're already there. They are already there. They can't get back to the Americans, so they're going to pick on Guyana. They're going to use whatever they have to use to get even with Guyanese. You are going to be the one to suffer. They seized the oil tanker. You know how that pisses off the Maduro regime? But he can't respond. He can't respond, and he wouldn't step down. Donald Trump is pushing it just for Maduro to fire the first bomb. He wants Maduro to fire at his military. Look how many firing Trump did. Bomb them boats, seize this, seize that. Now they go, okay, fine, let's cut off their money supply now. And they seized this massive oil tanker because they want Maduro to shoot one bullet, just one, towards the American military, and he's fucked. The bombs start flying. The bombs start flying. But what Maduro is doing, instead of stepping down, giving up and say, okay, fine, I get the message now. You mean business. Okay, I'm gone. Instead of doing that, he's taunting the man, coming out on his platform today, I think it was yesterday, in response to the Americans seizing that oil tanker, and he's talking about Iraq, Iran, Libya. No more Libya, no this, no that. Who gives a shit? You're willing to put your country at risk just because you want to sit in the presidential chair and you can't do shit? You have no power. Just get up and leave, just quit, move on, get out the country, beg Trump. I prefer the easy way out, that Maduro tell his generals, hey, sorry, and tell Trump, can you give me safe passage to Russia or China? And let the Americans go in and do what they got to do. I prefer that. But the path that Maduro is taking is going to jeopardize Guyana. Guyana is going to feel the harsh consequences of Maduro not stepping aside. Guyana is going to feel the consequences of that. And you Guyanese will be the one, we, all of us, are going to be affected. Not in a good way. It's going to be worse than COVID. Worse than COVID's time with the lockdowns and stuff is going to be worse than that, because this is war. This is war. This is not a pandemic. This is worst. More people will die. More devastation. More refugees. More criminals. And most importantly, we have a situation that is brewing there in Guyana with this lunatic, this low-life thug, Azruddin Mohammed. And he has infiltrated the ghetto. He has hijacked the vulnerable people from the ghetto. Imagine yesterday, they're there in front of the parliament doing some gimmick, passing off as protesting for him to be sworn in. Them niggas want to make his dream come true, but their dreams can't come true. They're busy making everybody else's dream come true, but they're still living a fucking nightmare in the ghetto. He is talking. He is telling them about the case postponing for the 6th of January, and all you can hear from these empty mouth, fucking mash up face, 20 children, black women. We need to come out more. We need to protest. We need to burn stuff down. We need to do this. That's all these fucking assholes can think about. Destruction. Oh, he's not the one calling them, you know. He's just talking about his issues. And instead of them shutting the fuck up and listen, they're talking about, yeah, we need to come out more. Let's come out more. Let's this, let's that. Black people. Yeah. And they call themselves decent. All they think about is opportunities to protest, because they have nothing else in their fucking miserable lives to do. Nothing else. They want a reason to get out of their house. And protest is the easiest job they can find. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't say Mohammed's supporters, I'll say his employees, because they're all paid to be there. So we can say his employees. Without a protest, their lives have no value. Their lives have no meaning without protest. They turned against the PNC because they protest for nothing. They don't get water. They don't get a Bakewell tennis roll. They don't get an egg ball. They don't even get the bus money to take them back to their homes. So they're like, fuck the PNC. They stop supporting them when it comes to protest. They support the Win camp because the Win people feed them. They give them soft drink. They give them buns and Bakewell bread and egg ball. They get that, so they come for the food. So they fantasize if they can be called out to protest every day, they get food every day. That's the whole thing. That's all they can think about. While just a few hundred miles away, not even a few hundred miles away, just a few miles away, oil tankers are being seized. Venezuelan illegals are crossing the border. Venezuelan mercenaries and drug dealers and drug lords are crossing the border. They're not concerned about that. Those people may protect Azridin Mohammed and his father, but he ain't gonna protect them niggas. Venezuelans don't like black people. Look at how they're treating the blacks in Venezuela. They don't like black people. You stupid idiots. The Mohammeds will be protected by their drug lords and their friends from Venezuela, but not you niggas. They ain't gonna protect you. You see what happened to one of your own kind at the gas station that was bombed? An innocent black child suffered from the hands of Venezuelan terrorists. So you think they're gonna look out for you? Azridin is Maduro's boy. If Maduro don't, in the next few days, and from what I've heard from credible sources, not fucking that lunatic Sharon Duncan, not that girl. Real credible sources is that the Americans already gave their military the okay to start land action during the holidays. So most people will be at home. Less casualties on the road. They gave the go-ahead to start that during the holidays. That means in these weeks that are coming, could be this week, could be weekend. One source said weekend. This weekend, the attack will start. Sunday, Saturday or Sunday, the attack will start. So they seized the ship to get the response from the Americans, from the Venezuelans. They wanted a reaction, but they didn't react. The only reaction was Maduro mouthing his bitch ass mouth, talking about, oh, you want to make me another Libya, another the Middle East and Syria and all these kinds of stuff. No, Maduro, they want you to take you to federal prison, and then you and your boy Azridin can discuss shit that you should not have done. For example, Maduro, you should not have murdered your own people, jailed your own people, rigged all the elections, and most importantly, send drugs to the Caribbean, to Europe, to the Americas. You should not have done those things. And with Azridin, I think your father, when he looked at you yesterday, your father was thinking in his head, why the fuck didn't I just pull out? Look at what this little asshole got me into. That's what he was thinking. When he looked at you, Azridin, your father was thinking, this is why sometimes men just want to pull out. Men should listen to women. When women say, don't come in me, sometimes you should listen. Pull out. Because if you don't pull out, Azridin. Because the man was thinking, man, I should have pulled the fuck out. Just come all over this woman and then try again, and maybe I'll get another daughter. 3. Instead, I kept it in, got a son, and this is the result. Because if that man, Azridin Mohammed, had not been born in the wealth he had, what do you think he would turn out to be? The man is a dunderhead. He's a dunce. You're giving him credit because he built whatever on daddy's money. If daddy didn't have money, you think he would be significant? You think anybody would know that he exists? because he doesn't have the natural ability to make anything of himself. Doesn't have that. Irfan Ali's father was a teacher, mother was a teacher, but he was born with purpose. He was raised in purpose. Look where he is now, president. Ajudin's father was a corrupt businessman. I don't know what his mother did. I guess she's a housewife. And he was born in corrupt business money. Lived all his life eating big this and big that and bacon and all these kinds of fancy food. And now he telling them niggas, don't touch me. Don't touch me. I don't know what kind of sweat you sweat. I don't know what you eat, the crap that you eat and comes out in your pore, and you want to touch me to contaminate my clean sweat. I should take my kerchief, my handkerchief, and just wipe the sweat off my body and give it to you. And you can go and sell it. You'll get value because my sweat is the sweat of a billionaire. Your sweat is the sweat of a fucking pig. So don't touch me. I'm being real with you. That's the fact. You have to be matured enough to deal with the fact. The man don't like black people. He don't like poor Indians. Because all his life, he mixed with the billionaires and the millionaires. And them low-life fucking Indians that are running behind him thinking that he likes them because they look like him. No, he doesn't like you. Look where he's hanging out. With them Negroes. He's not hanging out in the Indian villages. No, because he don't like you. You're not like him. You may look like him, but you're not like him. He'd rather hang out with them Negroes because they're going to be the ones to pick up his shoe and take a bullet for him and cuss for him and fight for him. But he knows you wouldn't do that. The Indo-Guyanese that are following Ajudin, you wouldn't do that. You ain't going to take no bullet for him. You ain't going to fight for him. Don't worry about that nonsense about when he was in that somewhere to Enmore. And those two junkies wanted to fight with some man and threaten his life, and they're going to chop him, then this going to do that. No, they're smoke. They smoke. They're junkies. Because if that guy had pulled out a weapon, you would see problem there. Empty threats. Or if it was a black person, they want to say that. So they're bluffing. Don't bother with that. They're not important. They're scums. They're not important. But Guyanese, take cognizance of the fact that your country is at risk. Not at risk based on the democracy or the constitution, at risk to be destabilized, dismantled due to war. Bear that in mind. The fact that the Home Affairs Minister is working on getting rid of the tints, it is good at this time. Because a lot of illegals, a lot of illegal activity and gangs can be hiding in vehicles that are heavily tinted. And they can go and execute tremendous, horrendous crimes against Guyanese citizens. Support that initiative. Support the initiative where the Home Affairs Minister is talking about speeding. Because a lot of criminals are speeding on the roadways because apparently they're in a hurry. They are in a hurry because they just committed a crime, or they're in a hurry because they're on their way to commit a crime. Support these initiatives. Guyana needs that. Don't oppose it because you think it's cool, it's kind of nice or sexy that you have tint on your vehicle to hide somebody's daughter or somebody's wife in your car or your vehicle, or you want to cheat on your man by going in some car with dark windows. Let the woman do her job. She needs to protect the country, support the initiatives of the Ali government, and every cabinet that is there to represent the interest of Guyanese. Don't be an idiot. And look, we also know that a lot of illegal Colombian refugees who comes through Venezuela and then they find their way in Guyana. It's not just, you don't have to deal with just the prostitutes from Venezuela. The prostitutes from Colombia, they are more radical. I mean, we have a lot of them here in Suriname, and I can tell you, oh, they beat men, they kill men. The prostitutes that come from Colombia, sometimes when you look at them, you're like, this is 12, 13. But they are already damaged, and they come over the borders and they sweep your loser husband or boyfriend off his feet because they could suck a dick good, and he don't need to ask them permission to put his dick in their ass. And you see, it seemed like a thing with Guyanese men that they like to put their fucking dicks in asses. They love that shit. So when they can't get their wife's ass, they go and they run around these what they call them, these men who like the bugger. So these Colombian women and girls who like make 100 kids in Colombia, bodies filled with tattoos and piercing, and they're smoking and using cocaine and all these things, they come, they bring their AIDS and their syphilis and their fucking herpes, and they give it for free. They fuck up these men's minds. And because men always want to have a bitch in their bed, yeah, don't worry, guy, don't tell me shit. I am a man, I know men. We want freaks in our bed. We want a woman to be a freak. A good girl on the streets, but in the sheets, you better be a freak. Men want that. We all do. We want women who can be a porn star in the bedroom. She can suck on the dick. She can take your dick. She can do all kinds of stuff. And especially voluntarily put the man's dick in her ass. All men fantasize that. If your husband never did it, it's because he's afraid he'll be rejected. He's afraid of your response, or he tried it before and you were very aggressive and you were very dismissive. That's why a lot of men don't bother with their wives or girlfriends to get that. They go to these Colombian women, and these Colombian women voluntarily take the man's dick out his pants, he ain't washing it, and sucking on it. And during the sex, they take the penis out of the vagina and they put it by their asshole. And they're like, oh my gosh, I would like it here. Yeah. Then they leave their wives for those women. That's what's coming from Colombia and Venezuela into Guyana. They're flooding the society with these quality of women. And the Colombian president, who seemed to be a bitch himself, just like Maduro, he also got his warning from Donald Trump. Also got his warning. And Trump had to tell him, I've followed him for a while. I've listened to his rhetoric, and I know that he's a jerk. The Colombian president, he's a jerk. He covers all these crimes with these drug dealers and pretend that he's fighting drugs. And yeah, just like Maduro, same thing. Same thing. Now imagine Colombia and Venezuela is fucked up by the Americans. Imagine those two countries, and they're very large countries. Imagine. They're not fucked up yet, but their people are, the worst of their citizens are coming over the borders into Suriname, into Guyana, into French Guyana. They're coming over. The worst are coming. Not the skilled ones, not the doctors, the nurses, the decent women. No, not those. The ex-convicts, the prostitutes, drug dealers, criminals, rapists, murderers, those are the ones that's coming over the border. And bringing themselves a part of your community, mixing with the decent people in your community and pulling their heads, educating them. The women are taking the Guyanese men, taking them away from the Guyanese women. Well, Donald Trump had to warn him too. the president of Colombia, to tell him, hey, shut the fuck up or you are next. You had to warn him. Shut the hell up or I'm coming after you next. It's already on the table. They have already legitimized the Colombian president. He's already on the table. Just like how they don't recognize Maduro, they don't recognize him. But he's yappy, 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 yappy. And Donald Trump had to give him a warning yesterday. Shut the hell up or you are next. And we all know that Trump don't just say stuff. He says stuff when it's already in the making. You think the military is there just for Venezuela? No, not just for Venezuela. Colombia, Venezuela. I forgot there are a few countries that they're targeting. The whole Latin America, they're going to take down. The whole of Latin America, they are going to take down. And I tell you, it will not be nice for Guyana. It will not be nice for Guyana. Because the Colombian president said, when the attack on Venezuela begins, he is going to send his military to fight the Americans. That's what he said. Imagine that. Imagine that. The Americans are bombing Colombia and Venezuela. Both of them. What do you think happens with the refugee crisis? What do you think happens? You're rowing about cash grant. You're listening to Azruddin, you're listening to the PNC. What do you think happens to Guyana? Then you would blame President Ali that he didn't protect the borders with 6,000 soldiers? With a military that is less than 10,000, you wanted to protect the borders? No, the citizens have to be patriotic enough to stand with their government. The citizens of Guyana. Stop the racism. Stop standing with stupidity. Stop standing with idiots and stand with your government. Stand with your country. Because if you don't, in a few weeks, you will regret it. Azruddin Mohammed is going to get his ass on the plane and go to the federal prison. He will be a thing of the past. But your future, Guyanese, will not be good if you don't stand behind your president and your country. The seizure of the oil tanker signifies the war will begin. That's what it means. Now is the time for you to stop the whole thing about fake news and spreading fake news. Prayers wouldn't help this. Standing in solidarity. And when I say that, I mean keep singing the same tune. One Guyana. Don't hate the other person because he don't speak your language. This ain't time to say you're black, support black. No. You're Guyanese, support Guyanese. Stand with the Ali government. Stand with the Irfan Ali policy. Stand with your police. Stand with your military. Stand with your joint services because they are your brothers and your sisters. And when the war starts, they're the ones who are going on the front line to sacrifice their lives, not for the president, for every Guyanese citizen. They're the ones who will be going to face the firing squad. Show your patriotism now for those people. Thank you, Priyamanik Chan, for doing a good job so far. Whatever politics the party is playing, whatever programs or arrangement or agreement or whatever the people are saying about the PPP and then the civic, that's why we can't, that's why things can't go. That's why sometimes things can't go. Because if you have the PPP and you have the civic, it's still divided, It's still divided. So if you have a good candidate from the civic component, as you say, and you don't have candidates from the PPP component, you're going to sacrifice the future of the country, the government, to put a weak candidate on the PPP like Ramatar, just because you don't want to take a candidate from the civic side like Priya? If Priya is electable and the country rallies behind her and she can win an election, you're going to deny that because she apparently is from the civic component, then she got to just skip over. So, okay, then I'm PPP now. You mean her name would not come on the list for candidates at the Congress? You can't elect somebody from the civic to lead the PPP because they're from the civic? Is there a rule to say that nobody from the civic can come over to the PPP? What kind of fucking nonsense is that? Educate me. My thing is electability. Electability. Who else in the PPP? Who else is electable? Oh, Anil. Who else? Browse. Priya Manik-Chan is the person that people seem to love. Ali is not going to get a third term. Your best bet, your best gamble of winning 2030 is Priya Manik-Chan. So whatever rules I'm learning about that that you can't take from, that she's from the civic and all them fucking nonsense, I don't have time for that politics. I'm saying electability. If she is a candidate that is electable, then fine. For the first time, we'll have a presidential candidate from the civic company for the first time. If that's the case, change the fucking rules to accommodate victory, to accommodate victory. And this is how I talk. So if you're, how dare you, fuck you. How dare you, fuck you. This is how I talk. Don't dare me. This is how I talk. You can't deal with it, switch. I'm talking to PPP people, not win people, not racist. I'm talking to my kind. All right? Oh, I need to clarify that because they're gonna like, oh, so he's black again. Oh my gosh, he's black again. You stupid idiots. Indo-Guyanese, Indian, Hindu, my kind. Bye now.